Ready for this match, last match of the day. It will be a good one. Bondguard versus Odin's Legion. The bans are Shenji and Falconetti. We haven't talked about those, but we will have plenty of time to talk about those during the unit selection. So let's have some fun, guys, with the last match of today and watch the return of Pi. And I wonder what he will be on. Hope it's the Pike. That's always a class that he's been extremely good on, and yes, it is the Pike. Alright, on to the units.
Falco's definitely an interesting ban. Shenji is probably the more questionable one. I wonder why.
A lot of sneaky spots with the Shenji's on this map. A lot of sneaky spots. Especially in regards to home point, it makes it practically impossible to defend. But rather than talking about that, I think we need to talk about the hero classes. Sharple on the longbow, by the way.
Well, let's go longbow.
First longbow, yeah. And then also a lot of damage classes, actually, from both sides. So... 2 glaives in regards to Pongard, and then 2 glaives in regards to Odin's Legion. And then units are kind of standard across the board. Not too much cav. A little bit more on Odin's Legion side. Pongard probably not the kind of team that you'd expect to take a lot of cav. But a lot of these triple purple, a lot of double purples in regards to Pongard, and a lot more, shall we say, double gold in regards to Odin's Legion.
A ton of Fort Pike as well. That's something I'm really seeing with this. Fort Pike and even... a lot of Modao on the Pongard team.
Absolutely. Start with some anti-cav as well.
It is interesting to see that there is a longbow and a spear on the Odin's team.
Dover definitely known for his spear, by the way.
One of the better ones. And a lot of these players still in the green. It seems like a lot of them did some grinding to get up to 50 today.
Yep. Sure did. I'm also surprised by the amount of glaives. We saw in the charts before we started with the pre-show that the glaive has been rising up. And also in this game you can see 3 glaives. They might be switched out later in the game. Maybe they got some specific strategy in mind with the glaives. It's a really good class to snipe out those specialist units if you wanna make a suicide mission for it. We'll see.
So talking about this tab left, cannons on your tab left breach. No sally out from Odin's Legion. So they do have the defender units there, not super defender sided units, but they do have them there just to kind of ward them off. So I think they haven't opted for that because of that. Now, Falcos are banned for this, so it's now important that Odin's at least gives them this breach as an opening. It's really, really important that we get this at least as an attack side, even if they go to the opposite side of the map. People will climbing up the ladders as well, trying to get on this on these heroes as well.
I can definitely imagine denying these cannons down here without Falcos would be very, very powerful. It's a bit unfortunate to see that we didn't see it. And then we do see Peepo over here on the far left side hanging out. Peepo is online today. No one else except for NA will get that, but you might CB, but
yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right. I'm just zooming in to make sure it's actually him, and yes, it is Peepo. Welcome back.
It is Peepo, yeah.
So talking about the gatehouse, so it looks like they do have this gatehouse strategy down in regards to Odin Legion, so I don't expect this battering ram to at least hit for the first time. It is at half HP as well, so teams opting to not let this battering ram, so we don't let teams get easily in onto A if they do take an unfavorable trade on there. And then a lot of Forte still, so they still haven't changed to their third or second unit, but the tab left, the tab right breach has gone down as well as the tab left.
Yeah, and with you saying this about the battering ram once again, it just opens my mind about how many options there are on this map. We've seen so many different strategies, and I'm really excited to see what Bondguard got prepped for us in this one, both in the attack and defense, but also for Odin's Legion. I also feel like we haven't seen the full potential of this map yet, with everything that we've seen so far.
Hopefully they do remember to actually shut the gate this time.
Yeah, true.
I think there's a lot of strats you could use on this that is valuable. It just depends on unit comps that teams do pick to play around, and whether that's going to be a counter to the other unit comp on the defender side as well. Yeah,
and the bans play a big role in it. We talked about the Falconetti, right? It's kind of surprising that Odin's Legion didn't want to sally out for the cannons. But yeah.
Small little hero set up on this tab right side. They're bringing over some Ian's shield maidens over here on the wall, just running around, using that great old shield maiden glitch. You gotta love to see it.
Ram has reached a great gate, by the way.
And it broke it down.
Yep, they did break it down. There was units sitting inside, but they didn't want to open it. There's flamers there, shield maidens, imperial shields for the Virtue and Palace
Quick
guards.
rotation onto this right supply, by the way.
It's called out.
The tower hasn't even hit.
Yep.
And almost no reaction from the from Odin's.
Yeah, looks like Odin is going back to the strategy we saw at the start of the evening, where teams decided to defend the supply and the center. Pond guard.
I think this is going to be a repeat of the of that first match we saw.
Yep. Yeah, Pond guard is already starting to look for the base here, but they're gonna have to go to A first. We know that.
That's true. That's true.
I can see X-Raiders there, by the way, guys. X-Raiders and Berserkers. That's
oh, really?
One. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's been pretty prevalent on this side of the pond, to say the least.
Opting for the Argonaut strategy with Pian and God King Azura. So just kind of Pian just kind of feeling out the enemy team, just telling them where they are. But it is going to be that Slav strategy of coming down Main Street rather than going for supply. Oh no, it's a quick rotation to supply.
Yeah.
Odin's Legion have picked up on this and are pushing towards it. However, they have got their heroes onto there already.
And Odin's going to watch out now. Traps can be flying in any minute now. There they are. Oh, the flames are in there. If any of those traps hit, the flames are in there.
Only one trap should hit that location right now. The two buildings on each side. It is a good place to have it, even if you do take some of the friendly fire damage. But
Odin's is having the flank. 2 heroes on the flank.
The flames doing absolute work, by the way.
We see a lot of that range getting flanked on the backside by Odin's team, whereas Pian's team, or the Pian team, is going around the backside just with a single unit of shield maidens. Seeing those trebs coming out very strong, but it's gonna be a quick cleanup by the Pawn Guard.
I believe it's the Pawn Guard. Yeah, honestly, it looks like they lost all their specialist units and also their front line. Supply is still in control.
Okay, some hero kills back though,
yeah,
however. So that's actually good because they've still got the delay onto supply. Even though the breach is open and ready for A. This gives Odin's Legion somewhat of a way into it. And
here comes Ruffle with the Cav. Yeah, here comes the Cav with Ruffle. Ragnaru coming back as well. Yachi. They can definitely clear this up if Pond Guard's not quick enough. And remember, the gate is open, but that's still a long way to get back in.
Well, interestingly enough, there's still a Fort Pike sitting in the gate, stopping anything from coming in.
Yeah, good spot.
V-Thorn, MVP for Odin's Legion, stopping anyone from kind of coming through. Yeah. Just letting his team and trusting him that can take that supply back from him, and he's just covering the front guard for it.
Yeah, exactly. And Odin's Legion, now they're going to have to hurry up and clean up the supply, get new units, because Pians and Leader for Life and C4 are leading the charge to get back on the A point. They finally managed to break those for Terracho. Some units are already coming back though. There's Dova.
Deciding not to int onto that point, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it might be just enough Cav coming in.
Away from it, absolutely. Yep. So wiping over, but there's no units on the point.
Those cataphracts, getting wiped immediately. That's an unfortunate situation, but they do have Chevaliers flanking around the right side, but the retinues are just not in position yet.
Actually, no. Pawn Guard's stuck in the gate. Not an advantageous place to put it, but they are wiping the Cav that's running across. It's a good place to put your fortes to kind of stun them as they go across, save at least the opposite side's units. But the Cav coming through from Pawn Guard is going to at least break the way for that space that they'll need.
Yeah, there's flamers from Odin's Legion. If they can start
flaming... that's straight into the gate. That's a lot of fucking damage. Oh my god, this Cav right into that gate. There's such a wipe from Odin's Legion. Well done. What a way to put the pressure away from A, but that's a 99% cap.
Very patiently played there by Odin's Legion, taking a time, not rushing on that point, and it actually paid off for them. Like 1 second, 1 single tick left on that A point, but they managed to save it in the end.
Hey, it might be the 1% left on that cap, but that 1% is the difference between winning and losing that A point.
Absolutely. And let's take a look at the units that were lost now. We can see so many units down already. Dieter for Life only got his Martelatory left. Oh, and Zikali Militia actually. People also losing Berserkers and Muskulls. Dova out of units, Hurricane out of units, Mist almost out of units. So many guys now on their like last unit or last half unit.
Only special unit is that Coco's, by the way. There is still 4 flames on the side of Odin's Legion. Heihachi with the 5 of them. It looks like it might be a breach push on tab left. Not much of a setup here from Odin's Legion, however.
Yep.
I am liking the unit comp of Odin's a little bit better than I am the unit comp of Pawn Guard right now. Just this setup on the push here. They have a lot of holding units on Pawn Guard. They have a lot of those shields and gray hairs, but it's gonna be hard to push in, especially with so many palace guards on the side of Odin's.
What I like about this breach boost is that Odin's is forced to keep someone on the gate though. So that's definitely splitting up Odin's Legion a little bit. They're actually trying to look for a flank maybe. They could go off the siege tower, go into the back.
Oh, that was a big hit onto these Claymores. Sorry, Axe Raiders right here. Not a unit you'd normally see, and they're just more for strategical use to try and get into that backline. But Pawn Guard now said the word go. Now you have to kind of push into them from both sides. Let's see if Odin's Legion know that. Yada and Bombastic already taken out some of those special units. But they
look at the back. There's the back coming. Shield main is on the back. That's really good. Oh, no beaches are really flanking this.
No beaches? Odin's
Oh, hang on. Odin's Legion. My bad there. my bad.
Yeah.
No
Pawn Guard,
supply
it seems to be dug in a little bit, but these cap charges are going to be massive coming in from Odin's Legion.
Yeah, could have just been no beaches with all the captains playing around right now. Odin's Legion though, definitely flanking really good here. Pawn Guard looking really good at the start.
Yeah,
and I think they might be getting stalled out. Yeah, look at all those hero kills.
Odin's Legion really actually taking control of this, losing a few heroes for it. But I don't know, on that A, really isn't kind of giving them any room to kind of push forward. Even though these 9 heroes are coming through for, Pawn Guard, they're going to get squished. There's only some shields there with them.
Very unfortunate here. Yeah, it's VG's chasing down those shields. Got really nothing else when it comes to the Pawn Guard side. You have a lot of grays, a few 40. Yeah, that's it. Alchemists, but I think that might be Pawn Guard done here unless they can somehow find a way to hero play VG, Berserkers, and Chevaliers.
Yeah, last 2 minutes of the game here, Pawn Guard are gonna have to pull out a miracle. They may need the Great Bombard to clear this point because Odin's Legion is gonna just huddle on this A point and not gonna let go of it.
Take the auto loss, pull the bombard.
Yes. Alright, let's take a look though at what they've got. Pine has got his Alchemist left. That's not gonna work out well for him, I believe.
Listen, the Metallatory are territory war and tournament viable units.
Yes, confirmed. Yeah.
Can wipe any push, no matter what it is.
Give me 1 set of them against 10 set of Berserkers and I will win every time. Easy peasy. The art of NA lagging it through them. Let's go. One last push from Pawn Guard coming from this sort of tab right tower. In fairness, Odin's Legions just have to kind of keep their units here. There's literally nothing here for them to kind of block that path. They have to hope and pray that they somehow get half cap on that A. Maybe Odin's Legions get a bit too ambitious and push off at that point. In fairness, they got a good round.
They have a good surround, but there's nothing really to surround with, unfortunately. It's, just defeated. It's
just heroes now for Pawn Guard.
It's just heroes,
there. Yep.
Pad your stats, lads. Pad your
Exactly.
stats.
They're trying to do everything they can, trying to take out the bronze there, but Pine on point as well now. Let's see what he can do in his return. But there he goes.
It was looking good for them, but the block on supply just wasn't enough pushing through that breach. When you do have to do it, you do have to. That block on supply actually, I think, cost them at least A on this game. that would have been a totally different story. They was actually winning. It was the cav that came in from the resupply that really just changed the game for them.
Yeah, and that was Pipo, the last one to go down, and Odin's Legion showing that the only way Pondguard could have won was the Great Bombard, but it wasn't meant to be.
Listen, Pipo might be online, but he's definitely dead.
Not online.
Not there yet. Yep. All right. Despite the lost pine, getting the MVP for Pondguard though, so he's definitely not rusty enough after all the fishing he did out in Alaska. But more importantly, you'll notice Lucas Trell getting the MVP, 7 hero kills, and also OP Chapel. Look at that, 12 hero kills. Probably going to top the most hero kills at the end of the day already. Just gonna quickly go over all the units. I'm looking forward to the next game already. Gonna say. Alright guys, what are you thinking about the stats we're seeing here?
I'm just looking over the unit kills. Odin's click on Pintero, the 5th from the top.
Yeah, sure.
Look at all of those fort pikes taking down that 1.2 million damage. That's some impressive statistics. I don't know who brought Javelin Sergeants. That's an interesting pull. But I mean, that's an impressive push. We did see a lot of fort pikes from Pondguard at the very beginning, and you can definitely see it in the scoreboard here, though not in the way they want it to.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen last week from Pondguard that they like to play the javelins. It actually allowed them to pull back that game at the very end. But yeah, definitely not in this match.
Yeah,
javelins I think are very good in those scrappy situations.
One person I want to talk about is Sheppel, showing up again, second week in a row, actually playing well. 12 hero kills. I think that's the highest for today, right?
Yep.
I think the most was 11.
2 million unit damage.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. And that's a lot of hero damage as well to pick up on. I also want to talk about Arnor, even though you are at the bottom, that is an MVP move where you held that gate and held that A, so you didn't make a mistake, you didn't give them half a cap on A. So, you know, you're going to get credit there, even though you're a bad player on Longsword. Hate abusers of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Let's quickly go to the battle on lands. We got to get ready for the second game, I believe. We can see the first fight was actually really close. Second fight, there's been so many fights in this game. I gotta say, we've been seeing 2 or 3 fights at most in most matches or games, and this one had 4 fights, like 4 big fights. So definitely more high paced. But yeah, Odin's Legion finding the angles here. Really good defense on the A point. That was so close.